What's going on, guys? We're back to the daily posts, hopefully. So, yeah. I'm sure you saw the Vegas vlog I posted on Friday. And then over the weekend, I was in Pittsburgh for hockey. So, we've kind of been out and about. A lot of traveling lately. Haven't really gotten the chance to sit down and make these daily videos. With that being said, with the amount of traveling I've been doing, I've kind of exposed myself to a lot more of normal society, which sounds like weird. But in my normal day-to-day life, I'm kind of just I pretty much don't go a lot of places. I'm either home, at the gym, sometimes hang out with my friends, and then school. Now that school started, my first day of the semester was today. It was actually last week, but I skipped because I was in Las Vegas. But not really looking forward to restarting school, if we're being honest. My overall goal is to be making enough money to where I feel comfortable dropping. I mean, it's I already do. I don't really have any doubts with where I'm going, because I know I'm just not gonna stop. But at the same time, just for the social proof, I guess, to have my parents be chill about it, etc. But the overall plan is to drop out of college relatively soon. Low key, that'd be cool if I could do that next year. That's a goal I have for myself, is to not have to go to college next year. Whatever, that's a little side note. But basically just being in public a lot, more general public, being in the airport and being at these casinos and stuff that we were walking through. And it's just bro, it's crazy. It's people, the general population, you could just tell that they're miserable, bro. It's terrible. If you go into a populated space with a lot of people, just your everyday people, it's I don't know, I was just so damn, bro, this is really how people live their lives. There's so many obese people, so many people that are yelling or frowning. It's just it looks terrible. It's this is really what our society's and it's kind of I don't know, kind of made me realize how I'm very grateful for the mindset that I've developed at such a young age, and then I'm actively pursuing something that I care about, so I'm not trapped in a job that I hate for the rest of my life, seemingly most people are. And the one thing I've kind of noticed with people that just aren't really happy with their day-to-day existence is they try to escape through things, whether that's alcohol or sports. A lot of people get really into sports, politics, etc. And it's just they're spending all this time trying to escape the situation that they're in. I mean, versus spending time to actually escape the situation that they're in. Does that make sense? Maybe not, but they could be spending all this time that they're wasting away trying to numb themselves or kind of ease the pain of their day-to-day life, actually doing work that would change their life, so they don't have to escape anymore, so they can actually love their life. I don't know, I just even not the people you see in public, but people I actually know more specifically, which is how I can you can't judge a book by its cover necessarily. I'm sure there are a lot of people I saw in the airport that look miserable but are actually maybe happy with their life. Some people just have RBFs. But the people I know that maybe aren't as successful or aren't really pursuing something that will make them successful. I mean, not a ton of people I know at this age are very successful, besides my mentors and stuff like that. But they kind of just it's not uncommon to see people get so wrapped up in a certain area of pop culture just because they're not happy with what's going on in their day-to-day life. Kind of if you're really into sports, let's say you're really into a specific sports team, if that team loses, it ruins your day. Or maybe they make a bad trade and you're just pissed about it, and you're posting about it, ranting on social media, spending time angrily talking about a professional sports team. That sounds kind of ridiculous when I say it, because I can't even imagine spending your time that way. But so many people do it. It's they're so wrapped up in something they have absolutely zero control of, instead of just controlling their own life. Like, it's so frustrating to me. Like, if you're really into that team, maybe you would be like pursuing a job to work for them. Or like, I don't know, dude. It's just like, or politics. Don't even get me started on politics. People who just read through every article every day, watch all these videos, post about it, like tweet about it. It's like, dude, like, I get it. Politics are a big part of the world, especially right now, but on your direct day-to-day life, for most people, actually, I would argue that nowadays it has more of a impact on your day-to-day life than it ever has, with everything being so expensive and stuff. But it's still, I still just have never understood why people put so much emphasis and like brain power into stuff that they can't directly control. Maybe politics is a bad example, because especially with the way things are right now, there are definitely things you can do to change things. But, or just like Netflix, bro. People love their Netflix. Like, they'll just, they'll come home from work, and instead of doing something that's like meaningful, they'll just watch Netflix. Like, they'll go through a whole series of Netflix, and it's like, people are always gonna question why they're in the scenario that they're in, or why they're unhappy, or why they're overweight, or etc., why they're broke. Like, but they never like want to like take a second to actually evaluate their lives. Because I guarantee you, bro, if someone comes to me and they're asking like, what can they do to start, because people ask me these questions, like, what can I do to start making money? Dude, I haven't even fully figured it out yet. I don't make a lot of money, but people will ask me, and I'll just be like, I'll try to get a gauge of like what their day-to-day life looks like, and I'll very often get hit with the excuse of like, I don't have time. It's like, it's so frustrating to me, because I see it all the time on my social media, my mutual friends, like Snapchat, etc., like people I know, it's so evident from an outside perspective that they put so much of their mental energy and time and like all into things that they can't control. And I think that's just the dumbest thing ever. Like, I think it's so stupid. And people always wonder, like, like why, like I said, why they are the way that they are, but they won't change the things that are so easily like changeable, bro. Like, if you can't even do that, you're not accomplishing shit, because that's like the tip of the iceberg, like the tip of the iceberg. Like, when I first started getting into like day trading and business stuff like that, I just started cutting out like the excess bullshit so I can make time to do it. Like, that's the start. That is maybe the easiest part. I mean, I guess for some people who are really addicted to stuff like that, it's not, but like, it's crazy. It's like, that's like bare minimum of what you kind of have to do to like actually get to where you want to go most of the time, especially in an entrepreneurial sense. Like, you can't be, skipping business calls to watch the Ravens or whoever. Like, it's just, I don't know, bro. It's like people just have their priorities so terribly messed up, and they wonder why their life sucks. Like, it was such an eye-opening experience, just like being in that like airports. If you do people watching in airports, like, you can just tell. You can be like, Jesus Christ, like, this is ridiculous. Like, people go get their McDonald's, and they go, like, sit on their iPads and, like, do, like, bro, like, what are you doing? Like, you're wasting your life. I don't know. I find it extremely frustrating. I found, like, all the travel I've been doing in the past few days an extremely, like, eye-opening experience of what, like, the majority of society actually lives like. And I'm kind of, like, disgusted by it, to be honest, because I've thought about this whole thing about just, like, for my friends, obsessing in sports, obsessing in politics, obsessing in all this, like, horse shit that they can't control. But then you see, like, what the majority of the population looks like, and it's like, they're so, like, most people are like that. Like, they're just so wrapped up in the dumbest stuff. And you wonder why, like, you wonder why our country's the way it is, etc. And just, like, the, like, depression, bro. All these mental health issues. Like, I understand why. Because people live these meaningless lives. And that sounds harsh, but if you really, like, dig into, like, I'm sure they would say it themselves. Like, most people can define what a meaningful life is to them. And in my opinion, like, eating McDonald's and watching Netflix and worrying about who's winning this next sports game because you're betting money on it. It's just like, bro, it's such a shitty life to live. But that's just my opinion. If you're into that, go do that. But I hope that if you are maybe one of those people who's like really wrapped up in stuff that they can't control, I hope that this video helps like kind of, I don't know, get you out of that mindset, because it's not going to get you anywhere. It's just going to provide extra stress, unnecessary stress, and it's going to create a very flawed like mental what's the word? Mental path. I don't think that's not what I was trying to say. But of like how the world works, because if you're constantly putting all your energy and effort into stuff that you can't control, like you're gonna be disappointed. Whatever. I hope that this made sense. I hope that I didn't get I might have gotten a little bit too angry, a little too riled up. It's because I care about this, bro. And I know, like, from someone who did used to struggle with depression and struggle with not really feeling like I was living a meaningful life, like, you can change it, but you just have to have, like, the mental willpower and the consciousness and recognition of what's actually going on in your life to be able to change it. So, whatever. I think that's it for today. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.